I was watching the SCG Worcester Top 8 quarterfinals, and I noticed that Trevor Humphries was using what looked like the same odd shuffling technique he used in the finals, where he sort of peeks and suddenly puts cards on top. So I decided to take apart the playback video and slow it down so I could see what was really going on. It looks almost like he's just normal shuffling, and at first I thought he wasn't cheating. But when I took a closer look, I noticed he was doing a lot of the same things. He looks at the bottom card and then rotates the deck a couple times to sort of make it look like he's just positioning it, but so he gets a good look. And he notices that it looks like a siege right now. At least it's not a land. So he slips it to the top of the deck. And then he continues to shuffle while peeking. It looks like a land, so he doesn't need that one. He shuffles that somewhere into the middle. And he just keeps looking with each pass. And then he finds a hero's downfall, which he does the same technique, places on the bottom, and then scoots to the top of the deck using his thumb. And you can see the card is sliding underneath the deck and then gets pushed to the top. He takes another peek and he sees an Ajani, Mentor of Heroes. Once again, places it on the bottom, positions the deck, and then scoots it to the top. And this is important because his opponent is stuck on two lands right now, and he shuffles while holding the top together so that it doesn't get shuffled in, hands it back, and his opponent, plays his Carrington and says go. Trevor takes his turn. He does an end of turn lightning strike, and then does some scrying, plays a scry land. I'm fast forwarding to that part, obviously. And he plays his turn, passes priority, and when Elliot draws, it's a Johnny, because the system works. I noticed later on in the match, where both players were sort of top decking a lot of lands, Elliot cracks another fetch land. And when he passes his deck to Trevor, he does the same thing again. He immediately looks at the bottom, and he finds a Sandstep Citadel. So the first thing he does, after finding it, is he slips it from the bottom of the deck to the top, then continues to shuffle and peek. And he's going around and looking through the deck, and he finds a couple other spells and lands. I'm not quite sure what that card is. But he sees some other lands. He sees a basic land, doesn't see what he's looking for. So he's going through the deck, and eventually he stumbles on another Sandstep Citadel right here. So a second tapped land gets slid to the bottom and then thumbed to the top. And when he hands the deck back to Elliot and he reveals for Courser, it's the Sandstep Citadel. And the next turn he draws another Citadel as well.